Hello everyone, today I am going to review a toppers paper, that is an out paper of physics. It is 2 years old, that is 2023. Unfortunately I couldn't find any 2024 paper. So this paper is very interesting. So as you can see, the student scored 70 marks. Okay, I will be telling you what all improvements you can make from here and what should you follow as the student did. Okay, so let's start with the review of the paper. So as you can see, the first page when you are starting, that is your third page of the paper. First 2 pages you should not write anything other than your details, and nowhere in the exam sheet you should not write your name or your college name or anything else related to that. Okay, so that is very important. Secondly, the first writing page from where you are starting, okay, that should be left for your MCQ answers. Okay, first 1.5 page you should leave for MCQ and fill in the blanks, and when writing the MCQ answers you have to mention the correct option and the correct answer. It is compulsory to write the option as well as the answer. If you miss any one of them, there will be no marks given for that. Okay, so correct option, corresponding option, whatever you think. Okay, so for example, question number 6, A, Gauss's law in magnetism. So that you have to write option A, Gauss's law in magnetism. You have to write it in complete. Okay, and if you suppose by mistakenly you have marked here option B, but you have written the answer for option A, none will be considered. It will be considered wrong and you will get 0 marks. So be careful, whatever you are writing, the same option should be written over here, and try to avoid any overwriting, any scratching. That is not allowed. Okay, so if you are not sure that, okay, for example, maybe question number 8, I am not sure, leave it blank, fill it when you have the confidence or when you get some time to think, and then you realized, okay, maybe this is the correct option, you answer it. So whatever answers you don't know, you skip it, you keep it a blank, do not write anything. If you want to write, you can use pencils and later on you can erase and write the answer, but other than that, do not do anything here. Okay, do not overwrite. Overwriting is very important. Okay, in the fill in the blank section, as you can see that student has done one small mistake, and he or she, whoever it is, they have just scratched it singularly and then they have written the answers over here. Okay, so try to avoid these mistakes, and if you are doing the cross just because there is a spelling mistake, they have just strike it and strike it clearly. Okay, do not do the super messy thing, just leave it clear. So answer paper is very clear, even though the handwriting is not super good, but it is very clearly readable. Okay, now if you go to the 2 marker section, as you can see, the student has written all the 2 marker section questions one by one. So try to do that. 5 2 marker questions. If you are not sure that I want to answer few questions later on, leave enough space so that you can come back and answer it. Okay, so that is very important. And as I say, write to 1 or 2 extra questions, which is perfectly allowed. Some teachers do not consider them, but as you can see that it was considered, but it was marked as extra because so this circle means they are considered extra. So without circle means it is not considered extra. Okay, so all the 2 markers questions you have to write it one place. Try to write it at all the answers at one place. Similarly, 3 marker section, as you can see, 3 marker questions, all the questions neat and clean. Diagram whenever applicable. Diagram is very important. If you don't draw the diagram, there will be no marks given. Okay, so that is very important. All the questions are accompanied by proper diagram. Okay, proper equation. That is also very important. If any equation is involved, you have to write the equation, you have to draw the diagram. Okay, and the statement. Okay, everything has to be clear and readable. Okay, and any difference you are writing, it has to be in a table format. Very important. Whenever, so for example, diamagnetic versus paramagnetic came in this year, so whenever you are writing a difference, it should be written in a difference table, so that and whatever property you are writing, the same similar property for the other part should be written over here. So here he has mentioned they are weakly repelled by the magnet, they are weakly attracted by the magnet. So same thing. Okay, so if you are writing they are weakly repelled by a magnet, susceptibility is low and positive for paramagnetic, that is not considered to be a difference. Okay, difference means you have to write the similar property. So it is weakly repelled, it is weakly attracted. So that is what you have to do. Okay, table is very, very important. If they ask you 3 marker, 3 difference is sufficient, but a student has written more than that because obviously this is a topper's paper, so they write some extra. And whenever a diagram is required for a derivation also, the diagram is very, very important. As you can see, this is a motional EMF derivation, important for your year also. So that is why the diagram is important. The diagram is drawn properly, velocity V is shown, the distance x and L are shown properly. Okay, then they have done the derivation. Okay, now Zener diode, this logic gates are no longer part of your syllabus, but logic gates also the student has drawn the diagram, as you can see. Okay, so whenever diagram is important, you have to draw the diagram, and also whenever whichever part you are attempting, try to mention that part at the top. Okay, so you are answering part A, that is the objective part, so you have to write part A. Now you are writing part B, now you are writing part C, now you are into the 5 marker category of part D. So write part D, and first you write whatever derivations answers you are sure of. Okay, so if you want to write anything which you are not sure of, maybe it is a 2 marker, maybe it's a 3 marker question, write them at the end of your 2 marker section. Okay, whatever you are sure of, make the question number clearly, write the question number clearly. As you can see, the student has written the page number clearly, and then the student has marked it. Okay, so the question number 43 answer is this, and part question A, part question B, everything is written properly. Okay, so as you can see that you have to write the question number, all the part numbers properly, and whatever you are confident of, you should write the answers first. Okay, next is obviously for example here full wave rectifier came, 23, 24 both here full wave rectifier came, and the diagrams are very, very important. Okay, so you have to draw the diagram, and then you have to explain the process. Okay, so as you can see, the 5 marks is given here. Now in this year the conductivity expression came. Okay, so the conductivity expression was given here, so the derivation was done properly in a proper way. This is one of the hardest derivation, but still the student has managed it. Obviously now whenever you are solving numericals, if there is a diagram required to answer that question, you have to show the diagram for the numerical as well. Diagrams are very, 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 very important. Okay, you cannot skip diagrams. Diagrams are super important. So here also it is a diagram based question. The diagram was given in the question paper itself, but again that same diagram you have to draw in your answer sheet as well. Okay, teachers will not get a dream that okay the student has shown the current in the question paper, so I will give him marks. Okay, so you have to draw the diagram in your answer sheet as well, no matter even if it is drawn in your question paper or not. Okay, so very, very careful. As you can see, all the numericals are given correctly, and then after all the numericals corrected, the student has attempted one more numerical, and unfortunately there was some calculation mistakes, and the student got actually 4 marks here, and which is 3 marks here, which is considered to be an extra question. Okay, so again numerical questions, student answered all the numericals. This is also considered 5 marker, but again this is an extra question, so students solve all the numericals. Now at the end, which is I don't recommend this, student has written some 5 marker question. Okay, which I do not recommend. If you want to write some extra question, do it back to back. Okay, leave some space. In case you are not utilizing that, you can strike that space off. Okay, or you can ask the teacher that I left this space for future, if I want to write it anything in future, please strike it off. So the teacher who is in the invigilator, they will strike it off. You don't have to do anything. Okay, so whatever, if you want to write something extra, you leave some space behind. Later on, if you don't get the time, you can ask the teacher while signing the completion form that teacher please strike it off, that will be done by the invigilator itself. Now if you see that, as I say, this even though this is considered extra, this derivation first, the geometry part, the triangle prism part, and then the important diagram, I versus D diagram, that is also drawn over here to show that this is actually the process to do this. Okay, again any Gauss's law application, whenever you are applying, you have to draw the diagram as well. Okay, even though the numbers were given in this case, but some teachers may not give it. Okay, and here students solve the numerical based on the mass defect. Again, this is not recommended, but if you want to do it, if you want to write extra, you can do that like the student, but not recommended by the teachers. Some teachers may evaluate it, some teachers may ignore it completely. Okay, right. So again, this is the main objective of this discussion today. And at the end, see, the student has left before the paper was ended. Okay, the student left 1.5 paper. Okay, then that was ended by the invigilator. So why they have left 1.5 paper? In case the student wants to write something. Okay, this is very good strategy. If you want to write something else, you are not sure that okay, my exam is over, but maybe I want to write something extra. So ask the teacher, ma'am or sir, please give me 1.5 paper extra. I want to write something else later on, because once this stamp is done, you cannot write anything. Once this stamp is put there, you cannot write anything after that. If you write it, then again you have to ask the invigilator, please cancel the previous stamp and give me another new stamp at the end. Okay, but if you are very low on time, say last 15 minutes time is left, so what you can ask the teacher, please give me 1.5 paper or 2 paper buffer, so that whenever I am continue writing, that can be covered. Okay, so that is very important. And whatever how many pages the student has written, up to 28 page. So at the beginning it was mentioned only 28, even though the end stamp is given at 29. Okay, because the student has utilized only up to page number 28, at the beginning of the sheet you have to mention page number 28 only. Okay, so this is a very elaborate paper. The student has answered almost all the questions. No wonder that the student got 70 out of 70, but you can even get 70 out of 70 even if you don't answer all the questions. Okay, some extra questions you can leave. Main part, obviously, as I said, to remember that whenever you are writing, try to write all the group questions, part C, part D questions together. Okay, so if you are writing part C, try to write all the part C questions together. Whenever you are writing part D questions, try to write all the part D questions together. Okay, if you are not sure, okay, I want to explore the numericals first, then what you can do, don't write the part D at all. You can write the part E first, then you can go and write the part D. That is also fine, applicable, but try to write all the groups together. Okay, that is very important. All the group questions, all the section are together is very important. So I hope you understood this paper. If you want to download this paper, the link will be given in our WhatsApp channel. You can go and check that out. I will be signing off, and I hope you all the best for your physics preparation.